I just saw a TikTok where a girl said a guy won't approach a girl if she's really beautiful. If she's really attracted to them, a guy will be intimidated and he will not approach you. But a guy will also not approach you if he's not attracted to you. Actually, a guy won't approach you, period, in this generation because it's princess treatment. The guys want to be pursued. The guys want to be approached. The guys want you to text them. The guys want you to make the first move.
You guys obviously want to stay single. Because why else is it that you guys have stopped approaching women in public completely? Back in the day, it was completely normal to do that. Nowadays, it does not happen anymore. So why is it that you guys just decided dying alone is so much better?
Tell me why every day I go out looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my god, like please. I'll take a fucking construction worker catcall at this point. Please.
This one's for the guys. Do you guys like not shoot your shot with women in person anymore? Because I did go on this date with this guy that I met with on Circa, and he was great. He was, good looking, had a good job, like we had really good conversation. But he literally told me that he wouldn't have the confidence to go up to me if we were at a bar, which I don't really understand because he is a good looking guy. Like I don't understand why he wouldn't have the confidence to do so. So is this like a universal thing? Do men just not approach women as much anymore?
Question for the men. Why is it that men nowadays don't approach women in public anymore? I feel like back in the day, it was so common for men to walk up to women, have a little conversation, maybe ask them out on a date. But nowadays, that does not seem to be a thing anymore. Why? Question for the men. Why is it that men no longer really approach women in public? Because I feel like back in the 90s, early 2000s, you'd see it so frequently that men are walking up to women, having a little conversation, a little banter, a little flirt, and maybe even ask them out if things are going well. But I don't ever see that anymore. What's going on? Like, what happened? Can you guys let me know in the comments, please?
I think I actually really understand why men are not approaching women out. Beyond the fact that the dating apps have kind of ruined dating culturally. I also think the emphasis we've been putting on consent is scary. And that's, it should be. I think I would prefer that you are concerned and erring on the safe side. Obviously, this is an important conversation that had to happen. I understand, though, why men have gotten into their heads, especially men who care a lot about not making a woman feel uncomfortable, that they would just err on the side of caution and not approach a woman at all. Like, I understand that.
Tell me why every day I go out looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my god, like please. I'll take a fucking construction worker catcall at this point. Please.
Men don't ask us girls out anymore. All they do is they go on Instagram, they follow, they like all of our stories, and then they text something like, "What's up?" And then they go back to playing video games for the rest of the day. And honestly, I think that's where their birth rate is dropping.
There is nothing more annoying than when you reject a guy and he's so rude and cold to you after. Like, what do you mean? Like, okay, one, play the long game. Who knows? Maybe it could be something later. Maybe just not right now. And two, why are you being an asshole? Like, just because we're not a good fit doesn't mean you have to be an asshole.
Men are really such pussies, guys, because how are you gonna like me on Hinge? See me at the gym and not say anything. But I guarantee you this man will slide into Hinge and be like, "Do you go to this gym?" Yes, dumbass, you literally looked at me.
In Australia, men just don't approach you. You're not just safe. You're super mega giga safe. You're good. So I'm waiting for my Slavic man in Australia now. Preferably with an Australian passport.
Sometimes when I reject men and then they move on with their life and they're like super respectful about it, I feel like that's even more of a turn on than them asking me out. Like, they just continued life, and not even like in a petty way. They weren't giving me dirty looks. They lived life. And I respect that. I respect that so fucking much. You have no idea.
Finally, my first time getting hit on in Home Depot, and he's not even attractive.
Hi,
I'm the man that Schminda817 said was hitting on her at Home Depot. I wanted to come on here and take a moment to clear a few things up. One, ouch. I mean, I'm not Brad Pitt, but I'm not Quasimodo either. And I've got a really good sense of humor. And women keep on saying that the most important thing in a man is a sense of humor. So I got that going for me. B, I wasn't hitting on you. I was asking you if you knew where the screws were. And I can see with the benefit of hindsight how that might have come off as hitting on you. But I was legitimately just looking for a screw. All right. Hope that clears things up. Have a great day.
The way I used to reject men versus how I reject them now is so funny. Like, I used to be like, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend, totally single. I'm lesbian before I knew I was bisexual. Like, I used to lie and try to, like, preserve their ego. Now, I'm just like, I'm not attracted to you at all and your breath smells.
I came here to look for a boyfriend. I don't know.
Why do men think it's appropriate to approach women in public who are actively engaged in something? Like, I went to the park yesterday to have a little fall picnic by myself for my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday me. And this man came up to me while I was reading a book and just started asking me questions. What's your favorite color? Do you like to dance? What's your favorite sport? Where are you from? How old are you? Are you single or married? In what universe is that appropriate? And then he had the audacity to get a little snippy with me when he asked for my social media, and I said, sorry, I don't give that out to strangers. He's like, well, how are you gonna make connections? I don't wanna make a connection with you. Go away. I just can't ever imagine myself doing that. Like, it's so bizarre.
Just because a girl says like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh, no, I'm with my friend tonight, or whatever, it doesn't mean anything about you personally. Like, there's a lot of times I have said no to a guy because I genuinely have a boyfriend, or I'm genuinely not interested. That doesn't mean that like I look at them worse or have these negative thoughts about them. It's just, I felt good. Thank you for that compliment. It's like they need to take it not so personal, because that is their role. There's things that we have to do as women. We have to take so much time to get ready, look a certain way, be good enough in society. There's roles we've had to take on, and that's one of the roles they have to take.
Yeah, you have to approach. As a man, you have to approach. Sorry, LA.
Can we please stop pretending like the reason you don't approach women is because you're scared you'll be accused of sexual harassment? That's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen. If you approach anybody with kindness and respect, the worst they can say is no. The reason you don't want to approach women is because you're a sissy. And that's the fundamental issue. Stop trying to make it some other situation that has to do with society and culture and feminism. Dude, no. Go say hi to a girl. Be nice about it. Whatever. Learn to get a little bit of zhuzh. I don't want to use the word riz. I'm doing everything to avoid using that word. You have to get better at socializing and talking to strangers if it is your goal to obtain a girlfriend via cold open. Now, you can also just hang out with mutual friends, dude. It doesn't have to be like some you don't have to watch a pickup artist and figure out how to do it. Be that guy that's always making small talk with people in a line. Be that person. You can become that person if you would like to interact with women more. Stop pretending it's like culture or something, dude. The reason you don't want to talk to women in public is because you're a sissy and you're nervous and you spend too much time on your phone. We'll talk to other people all the time. Strangers talk to people all the time. Ever met one of those social people that just starts making a friend everywhere they go? Be that guy if you want to be that guy. Stop.
Wait, excuse me. I'm sorry, you are really cute. Just wanted to tell you that. What's your name, real quick? Calvin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you... Okay. Okay.
Doing tonight, guys?
Get the fuck away from me!
God bless y'all.
You guys, so I'm at the gym. You know what? Go up to her. Go up to the girl that you think is cute, because most likely she likes you too, and she's waiting for you to go up to her. So do it.
Yeah, excuse me? How you doing?
Waiting for my son.
Oh, you waiting for your son?
Yes.
You look amazing. I love the blue on you. Of course. How old are you? You get out all the time, right?
Honey, I'm be 54 next month.
54 next month?
And my 20-year-old son is on the way to pick me up. I
What?
have the stuff over here, honey.
That's awesome.
So you could be my kid.
I could be a kid. You right, because I'm
One of the
27.
kids in my school, I work in a high school too.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Is that appropriate to have this conversation?
Do respect it, you know, because I'm 27.
No, I used to I work
Oh.
in education, I work for the GOE.
Yeah, you do everything.
So yes, you should keep working because it's not
Awesome.
appropriate conversation.
Yes, ma'am. But it was a pleasure meeting you today. What's your name?
I don't have social media.
No. I said, what's your name? It was a pleasure speaking to you.
No, honey. It's nice what you say to me.
Yeah.
But like I said, I treat you like I treat my students.
Yeah.
Keep working.
Awesome. You have a beautiful day, okay?
You too, honey.
Awesome. My name was Daniel, okay?
Take care.
Muchas gracias. De nada.
De nada,
I don't use WhatsApp. Every people is not me. I don't give out my number. I don't give out my number. Because I don't want to.
You're a stranger. She said no, like 3 different times. She's not interested.
Speak slowly, please. My English is very bad.
She... No. No. Merci beaucoup, mais non. I'll do. Respectfully. Merci beaucoup.
Your French is bad, but
No, that's the only thing that I know, but she's not interested. I forgot how to say leave in French.
Your friend is not interested.
Oui. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar.
That part, yep.
It is okay
Yeah.
to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar.
Even better.
Even better, maybe. I don't wanna. Perhaps.
Don't quote me on it, but
please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging.
We're begging.
We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us.
I'm on my knees.
Like, what the fuck?
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now. But most of their responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that it has to do with how you approach a woman. Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous and they're kind of scattered and they're very pushy or weird, and their energy is just off. And one of the most attractive things to a woman is emotional intelligence, and that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone when they introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more if you're interested, and then slipping her your number on a napkin or something, you know? Like just coming up to women with a calm energy and not
giving off this like needy energy or this like pushy energy. I think that is what women don't like. I think it's really sweet and cute to be approached in person, and I know that there's a lot of women like me. There's probably some women out there who don't want to be approached, and that's fine, and it's hard to tell who's who. But I think you can tell when you go up to a girl kind of right away if she'd be interested or not based on her body language, and just be calm and natural and don't overthink it. You know, I know that's easier said than done. I've only gone up to a man once in my whole life, but I think that might help. I don't know. I think I'm just someone who's very interested in people interacting with each other and having experiences and building community. And I think the world is growing more and more introverted and people are on their phones more. And I just think it's beautiful to meet people out and in person. And I just don't want to lose that as a humanity.
Okay. I have some thoughts about why I don't think men approach women, specifically in New York City. Maybe I can generalize to all metropolitan cities in general. This is coming from a girl who has been in a long-term relationship for over 5 years. So if that triggers you, please scroll, because fair, I don't have like actual in the field experience with this. But I have noticed this with all my friends who are majority single in New York. And when I go out with them, even large groups of women, which I know are very intimidating, I wouldn't approach a large group of women either. And also small groups of women, like I'm talking like 2 or 3 girls, where it's a more approachable number of women. Why I think this is not happening as often as we would like, or historically, is because I think women just have more autonomy now. I believe like back in the 1900s, 1800s, women couldn't own land, couldn't vote, didn't even think they could ever have a career. That never crossed their minds. They were trad wives living at home, supporting their husband, raising children, birthing children. Yes, of course, like many women still do that, and as they should and are, it's totally fine. But a reason why I don't think men are approaching women these days is because we're equaling the playing field. We have careers. We are basically attaining what men also want, which is success. Many are businesswomen. Sometimes we can make more than men. You know, these things are happening. It's real. We aren't just spending time at home. We aren't just focusing on getting married and raising children. And specifically in New York City and metropolitan cities, it's just like there's a larger population of women who aren't as focused as being a stay-at-home wife as maybe somewhere, another city. Therefore, when man and women enter a bar, man probably doesn't feel like a woman is as accessible to them. And this could be a total generalization. So, I mean, please don't like be mean, but I really do believe men are mostly intimidated by women because women have more autonomy now. And I'm not pro-feminist. I'm not like raw, we hate men. I really just do believe the playing fields are equal. And I also put the pressure on women too. I'm like, I think we should be going up to men. Like, if it really is, if those of you who are complaining that men are not approaching you, like, yes, I don't really believe chivalry is dead, but it's really dwindling. I think you guys should take it upon yourself to approach men as well. I think being your true and most authentic form of yourself is the most important way to attract a man that is compatible to you. Always be yourself. But number 2, I really do think men like confident women. And also, if you're attracted to a woman that's confident, like, you guys are going to find each other if a woman's approaching you. So all this to say is I don't think men are approaching women in New York City and other cities because we're equals. And I think they're intimidated. And also everybody fears rejection, but rejection is probably more feasible these days because we got our own bag. So
there is an epidemic that we need to talk about. Why is it that men ignore you in person? What's going on? And you know what? You're probably thinking this has only happened to me once and I'm making a video about it, but no, this has been happening years. It's years. So, for example, when I was in college, I was hanging out with this guy like on and off for a while. And I would see him at the bar all the time and he would never say anything to me, which was just, oh my God. But one time, my best friend went up to this girl that he was standing next to that he was like friends with.
and she starts talking to her, and I'm with my friend, obviously. He looks at me, eyes wide open, and then turns around, walks away as fast as he possibly could, all the way out the bar. All the way out the bar. And then 30 minutes later snapped me and told me to come hang out. I was like, no. Same guy. About a year ago, me and my two best friends were walking to the bar out of the Uber, and we see him and his two friends coming to the bar at the same time. Literally, to go up to this bar, you have to go up all these stairs. This man stops at the bottom of the stairs with his two friends and waits for me and my friends to go up the stairs, get our IDs checked, pay cover, and go inside before he walks in. And I turn around and I see him just staring at me from the bottom of the stairs, waiting for me to finish. Oh my God, just like, you can literally just say hey and that's it, and it wouldn't be a big deal. And you know what? He's not the only one. Because, like, he's not. There are more. This one guy, I was snapping him for months. I would see this man at the gym all the time, and he would never say hi to me. Never. Ever. And you know what? One time I was working out right next to him for like 20 minutes, didn't say a word. And if you think that's bad, it's really not. Because the same guy, one time I had literally just Snapchatted him first, by the way. I was in the Uber, my friend and I get out of the Uber to go in line for this bar, and we see him getting in line for the bar. And so obviously we're behind this man in line. We were in line right next to each other for an hour and a half, and he did not say hi to me once. And you know what? I did call him out for that. I did Snapchat him after he just like disappeared at one point. I Snapchatted him and I was like, I don't know, I called him out. I was like, wasn't that you in line or something? This man responded with, think I would have recognized you. I threw my phone. Another guy. I knew this man for like 4 years. We were snapping on and off. In those 4 years, we hung out a couple times somewhere in the middle of college. I don't know. This guy, oh my God, me and my friend were sitting at the bar, sitting at a table. He is sitting at the table right next to us. Keep in mind, the bar is empty because it's in the middle of summer. He is sitting at the table next to us, just Snapchatting me. And I told him to come say hi to me. He gets up, finally, after I tell him to come say hi, gets up, comes up to me, says, hey, I gotta go piss, and goes to the bathroom. What the fuck? Another guy. I hung out with him a couple times. My two friends that I was at the bar with one night were talking to his friends that they knew, and he was with them. And it was just me and him, not talking to anyone, standing right next to each other. This man took his hat, his baseball cap, brought it down to his eyes, like right here, and covered his eyes and just looked down so that he wouldn't have to make eye contact with me and have to say something. This is like so sad. You would think that this is all, but no. It keeps going. Another guy, hung out with him a couple times. I actually thought he was nice, and I actually did think he was, I thought he was nice, okay? This guy, I see him at the bar, he is just ignoring me, so I'm literally staring at him, waiting for him to say hi to me. I'm standing right next to him and just staring at him, waiting for him to say something. He doesn't say anything at all. He looks at me, but he doesn't say anything. And then 10 minutes after I left the bar, he Snapchats me and says something about me acting weird. I was like, why is it weird to expect you to say hi to me? No, like, for real. Like, is it that weird for guys to say hi to you? Like, since when is that normal? Like, what? Anyways, I decided I was never gonna speak to a man again if they do that, and I have been boy sober for 9 months. So, yeah.
I was speaking to my mum about dating, and because I'm out a lot for work and things like that, and I love to socialize, she was like, oh, like, have you met anyone out? And I'm like, well, I will see a guy that, say, I've texted or, like, met online or have mutuals with, and he will, like, look at me and then turn away and then message saying, like, hey, you looked gorgeous today. And that's, like, a universal experience for every girl. Like, guys will just text you later on. And mum's like, what the fuck? Like, mum's like, when I would go out, if a guy was interested, he'd straight up go, like, hey, I'm interested in you, like, whatever, what's your number? And if you liked him, you'd give him your real one. If you didn't, you'd change one digit. That's what she said to me. My mum did make a point that I go for socially awkward private school boys that don't know how to talk to girls because I went to single sex schools, so that's a big factor too. But, like, I took it upon myself to call my guy friend and literally ask for the answers. I'm like, just tell me, like, what is stopping guys from just like approaching girls naturally and not like sleazy, just like literally for a conversation? Because guys that like do that like reap the benefits anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be a sleaze to like pull a girl in the first place. My guy friend said unless a girl is like making it that obvious, like at a pub for example, that she's into him, he's like, she has to fully be like waving at me for me to think to go over. And he said that rejection just isn't worth it these days, because that girls like have higher standards of men, so guys genuinely feel like they just aren't good enough and to go up and introduce themselves. And I'm like, that's actually kind of sad, because I do feel like girls are getting judgier, but I also feel like boys are the same. And I think it goes down to dating apps and social media, obviously. But dating apps is like shopping, like no, 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 yes, no, 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 no. So it's like people are getting pickier, but yeah, it's like people don't know how to socialize anymore, and it's really sad. I saw on TikTok a card game that someone invented called We Met at a Bar. I don't know if you've seen it, but it actually looks like a cool idea, and they should collab with different pubs in Melbourne and just like have the card game sitting at like different tables or something. I feel like that'd be so good. Pretty much, I think it was like they had like different not dares, but like, oh, I don't know, you have to look it up, but it's called We Met at a Bar, and like it like introduces conversation, like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I just feel like there's got to be a way to just like improve everything about the dating culture, otherwise we're doomed.